Part 2, here we go. My back is really sore. I'm finding it a little difficult to put you somewhere to balance, so hopefully we'll get through this all right. The top drawer of my Alex unit is dedicated to setting sprays. I actually have some in another drawer as well. I love setting spray, more so for a burst of hydration because I wear quite a lot of makeup and I wear quite full coverage makeup, so I like a setting spray to really hydrate me and make me feel a bit more fresh, for soaking up loose powders, and also to give me a glow. So things like my L'Oreal Shake and Glow is a fave. I keep one up on my desk. The Glam Glow Starter is an absolute fave. The Morphe Continuous Setting Mist is the best mist on the market in my opinion. There's a lot in here I don't really reach for that much, like my MAC Fix Pluses I don't really reach for, just because, I don't know, they seem really posh and like I don't want to use them up, and at the same time I'm like I need to use them. I do like Urban Decay All Nighter if I've got like a night out. I just kind of trust it a little more to keep my makeup in place. I do really like the Pixie, the like Rose Glow Mist is really nice, as is the other one, the like normal glow mist is really nice. This Too Faced one, I've been really enjoying the Hangover 3-in-1. The smell is just lovely and I love the bottle, the packaging is lovely. Yeah, I've got things like the ABH, again that's just kind of one I don't really reach for that much. I don't feel like it does give me a very dewy finish. It does work, it's just not as good as what I hoped. Milani Make It Dewy is fantastic. It's really good. It's not super cheap, but it is technically drugstore and it's very good. So yeah, I just love setting sprays. They make me very happy. The second drawer down, I've got more setting sprays over here. Ones that I don't really reach for, so like Diego de la Palma, Michelin, Sleek, MUA, a couple of like new Makeup Revolution ones. Elf, Wet n Wild, NYX, just ones that I don't really reach for as much but I don't want to get rid of. And then all this is like skincare-y kind of stuff. Got some by Good Molecules, got the Huda Beauty Cleanser, although I don't really like that. I've got that Huda Beauty Wishful thing. I've not actually used that yet. I really love my Pixie Glow Tonic, so I got the collagen one to see what that's like. Got things like masks, a heap of these like 4-3 face milks, Pixie, The Ordinary, Boscia, however you pronounce that. This is kind of more the skincare stuff that I don't really reach for that much. And then at the back I've got like a heap of like sheet masks and stuff, little Glam Glow masks. Skincare is like not my favorite thing, mostly just because I get really bored doing it. Oh, this drawer's decided to open. This drawer looks super gross and I understand if you think it's super gross. I don't wash my sponges after I use them. I wash my sponges before I use them, so they always go in this drawer dirty and then I clean them before I use them. Like I cleaned that one. So yeah, these are really gross, but these are my sponges and I love them. And then at this side I've got all my sample beauty pigments, and also like gold foil. There's a few sample beauty pigments you should really look at, like a Year, Sean Maloney, the Missa one. Ah, look at that, Missa, that's me. I really like them, but pigments are kind of like pots of loose glitter for me. I don't really reach for them that much. Oh, this is a good drawer. I'm just gonna hold you at this point just because again it's easier. So on this side it's a bunch of palettes. I still need to try, mostly palettes. I got sent these LA Girl Pro Artistry ones in the post. Let me try and show you. LA Girl's a bit of a weird brand. They've got some really good stuff and some not so good stuff. But these palettes look quite interesting. I'm not sure anything about them, like I don't know how much they are. I don't even really want to swatch this one because it's very likely I won't use it. And then there's also this Pro Master, is that what they're called? Oh, Pro Artistry was that one. This one's Pro Mastery. And I mean, that's really pretty as well. The textures just look nice. Let's swatch a shade. These feel really nice, you know? Wow. These feel like super high end. I'll be interested to see how much these are because they're actually quite pretty. And then a bunch of these palettes are new. A bunch of them are I've used once or want to do a review on, or have had for a while and just haven't used. Like, I've had this NARS palette forever and I've never used it, so I put it in this drawer to remind me to use it. Oh, I got sent this by a lovely Patreon and subscriber, Kirsty. She got 2 and she sent me one. It's the Jaclyn Hill. Oh, sorry, I don't know where I got 2 because there was a delivery at the door, which was weird. Anyway, so I've got this to try, the Flash palette. I'm very excited because I love the loose highlighter and this looks like it will suit my skin tone. Oh, I got sent these. I got sent all these MAC Dazzle shadows and I kept 2 of them, so I need to try those. And then yeah, I've just got things in here like this Revolution Pro. I was really excited when I saw this, the All That Glistens palette. And I tried it once because I was going to do like one eye off camera, one eye on camera. I thought it was the worst thing I'd ever used. So I'm deciding whether or not to do a video on it still or not. Like, I don't know. The Mini Norvina, Colourpop Mint to Be. I've just got so many palettes in here. And then there's other ones like my Tati and my Gemini that I just want to do more looks on before I put them in my like main collection. Like the Revolution Colour Book. I've still not done a video on this. I don't know, I just think when I look at it, I don't love it as much as I hoped. So like the top end there is all mattes and then it's got the corresponding like shimmers. I've just dipped my fingers in it a few times. But yeah, there's just, I don't know, I wonder what look I would do. I'm not sure. So I've still got that in there and things like this Tarte's Pro Glow that I've still not tried. I've got this. This is the Technic Vacay palette, which is like an exact dupe of the Riviera by ABH, so I'm keeping that in there to remember to do like a comparison. And then I got this when it went on the sale, the Alexis Stone Makeup Revolution like Transformer palette that I still want to try. So yeah, a bunch of palettes and stuff that I've just, you know, had for a while or wanted to try and just either haven't got around to yet or, you know, just whatever. And then on this side, are you bright enough? I've got like more setting sprays that I need to try, the Urban Decay one, this Primark MAC Fix Plush dupe. No one's getting mad at them. Anyway, these like little sleek rollerball eyebrow pens. Oh, finally got the Kat Von D tattoo liner to try, so I've never ever tried that. I've got a brand new Nicole Guerrero glow kit at the back there and some of the Huda ones. That's for Teresa. I'm keeping that aside. And then Brooke managed to get me a sponge from B&M. These are supposed to be really, really good, so I've still got to try it. I've got these gorgeous highlighters as well from Kaleidos. Let me swatch these actually. These are just so, so pretty. And I've yet to try them just because all the colours are a little weird, like blue, pink. I guess that third pinky one I could work with, and gold, but they are so pretty. So I still want to try those. And then in the next drawer down is a bunch more new stuff that I still have to try. I mean, that's not new, that's a backup of my e.l.f. Poreless, well, Luminous Putty Primer. I've got a bunch of e.l.f. stuff because I plan on doing a full face of e.l.f. first impressions soon. So they even sent me some brushes, new lip stuff to try, highlighters. These Colourpop, like glitterably obsessed. Is that what they're called? Like, how stunning is that? That just looks like Urban Decay Distortion. The only thing is sometimes things stay in this drawer so long that they are not new anymore or limited edition and then they go out of stock. So yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff in there that I still need to try. New primer, some like foundations and foundation sticks and concealers and a whole heap of stuff that I am excited to try. I don't know, filming full face first impressions, like I don't like doing it all the time. What's in here? Oh, that was just my spare foundations. And then tanning stuff for some reason. I never tan. I don't know why I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bottles of tan because I do not remember the last time I tanned. Oh, and my sister-in-law got me this for Christmas. It's the Scotland Collection OPI nail polishes, and I'm growing out my nails so I can finally paint them soon. So I'm keeping them there for that. Yeah, that's the kind of the 2 new in drawers of stuff that I still need to play with or want to play with more. And the reason it stays in here is it just reminds me if stuff goes into my makeup collection, then I tend to forget that I own it, and then I never do videos on it. I really want to use that pink LA Girl palette and see what that's all about. Moving then onto my last unit, which is my IKEA Alex 9 drawers. That's the IKEA Alex, what, 6 drawer? The wide ones. These are a godsend. I bought these, ooh, I don't know, January time, and I just love them. So the top 2 drawers are kind of messy. Well, that one actually looks quite neat. My top 2 drawers house my eyelashes. So that one and that one. That one's not as neat, as you can see. There we go. I love eyelashes. I do use them all the time. 3rd drawer is just perfume. I just put them in there because I didn't want them in my backdrop anymore. 4th drawer is, oh dear, I'm so scared to open these. Okay, 4th drawer down is all of my ABH palettes. I just have the drawer space that I can space them out a bit. So I've got like the Norvina one. In fact, I'll take these both out. I'm sure you've all seen these at this point. That's the Norvina Volume 1. I've done a video on this. I'll try and remember to link the appropriate videos down below. I really like that palette. It's probably the best formula that ABH have ever released, at least in my opinion. That one's Volume 3. Again, I've done a video on that if you want to see it. I think that look turned out quite well. I like those. I decluttered palette number 2 because I didn't like it as much. I've got the Amrezi palette. I've done a couple of videos on this, at least one anyway. I do really like it. My ABH palettes get so messy. I've got my Colour Drain Book of Shadows. Although it's Colour Drain branded, it's all ABH single shadows. I've got 3 levels of them. This is going to fall. So yeah, all my lovely ABH singles I couldn't possibly get rid of. And then I've got all the, well, most of the palettes. I've got like Norvina, Riviera, Prism, Carly Bible, Sultry, Subculture, Alyssa, no, not Alyssa Ashley, I always say that. Alyssa Edwards, the Soft Clam, and the Modern Renaissance. I've actually never done a look with this, and I do get asked quite a lot. I used it once in my own time, and I didn't love it at all. So I might still do a video on it, I might not, I don't know, it seems a bit... If I don't love it, I do struggle to do a video on it, I must admit. So yeah, that's my like little ABH palette drawer. And then just below that, I've got my Morphes. Sorry, this is really hard to film because I'm in quite a small space. So I've got my 35M. I really like this. I've already done a couple of videos with it. I just love the like the mossy green tones in here. I think they're really lovely. It's kind of a little bit, I guess, similar to the Melt Cosmetics Gemini in terms of it having like these interesting green tones in it. Glad to see that the virus is not stopping the boy racers. Well, I guess they're in their cars and not really mixing with people, I don't know. At the back though, I've got my Be Perfect Carnival XL Pro. I mean, it is a gorgeous palette, isn't it? I just don't reach for it. I'll say I don't reach for it as much as I thought I would reach for it, to be honest. It is very good quality. And it has a very beautiful selection of shades in it. I just prefer my Mitchell one by Beauty Bay. It's cheaper, it's got everything I need in it. This does have some kind of more interesting shimmery tones in it, but on the whole, I just don't really reach for it, and I should reach for it more. I should. I've got my Morphe Jeffree Star. I did a video on this as well, I'm pretty sure. I have done a couple of videos on this if you want to see them. My 35i, which I don't really love. It's just not for me personally. You don't need to get mad at me because I don't like it. Some people get so mad. I do really like some of the shimmers in here though. Like this green is so cool. I used that in a recent video, the shimmer tones in it mostly. And I used this one as well, which is truly my beloved James Charles palette. Whilst I don't watch him or follow him really, I love this palette so much. Used that in a recent video. And I've got my 39S as well, this Such a Gem, which I'm thinking about putting head to head with my Jeffree Star Bloodlust. Let me know if you want to see me attempt that. So yeah, that's where I keep all my Morphes. I mean, it's handy because I know where they all are and they're all just in that one drawer together. Next drawer down is just jewellery and like spare pots and stuff, so it's not really important. Then we have my Drugstore palettes. You're way too high up for this. Sorry, you're either too high or too low. I'll take them out and show you. I'll show you a few of my faves, but they won't be a shock. The Soph Extra Spice. I need to crack this open and do another video with it because I've not done a video with it in, what, a couple of months? And I love it. And the original Soph as well. I can't possibly get rid of either of these. For Drugstore, the quality is just great. And I think I've done like some of my best eyeshadow looks using these cheaper palettes, which always makes me very happy. I can be, I guess, a little snobby when it comes to my makeup, but these are just wonderful. And I think I speak about them a lot. My Lottie London Tweely Living My Best Life palette, that was in a video recently, my Look Fantastic one. Great palette, very, very, very cheap. I've got a few of these little Lottie London ones. I thought they'd be kind of like Huda dupes, and I guess they are a little bit. These are for the price, which is less than £5, very, very good quality, so I would recommend checking those out. At the back, kind of in a safe space, is my Mitchell Beauty Bay. I won't really talk about this except to say it's my favourite. Ooh, I mean, just look. What in the high heavens is that? It's perfection, is what it is, and the whole palette is perfection. And it quite often goes in like 20% off and things like that. I'd really recommend checking those out. I've got a couple of my Colourpops in here. This might be some of my only Colourpop palettes. The Through My Eyes I Love Sarah E one is gorgeous. Still love it. If you can get your hands on this, I'd still really recommend it. This green is so stunning in this palette. Oh, it's gorgeous. That's a really, really nice palette, and it was really quite inexpensive. And I've also got this, well, they sent me this like empty palette, but it was full. It's like an empty palette, you just buy all the shadows individually, I think, or you can buy it pre-made. I haven't even touched any of these with my finger because I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I've had it for like a few months now, but I feel like someone else would probably love this more than I would because I've got so many bright shadows already and I don't feel like these plug any missing holes in my collection. So I might still use it, I might not, I don't know. I don't want to say I will give it away or not yet because I don't want to commit to that. These were really impressive, the Makeup Obsessions palettes with Radi, I can't remember how you pronounce it, I am sorry. Look at this blue. I did a video on these palettes, which I'll try and remember to link below. I always forget to link things though, but most of the palettes in my collection that you see, I have done videos on. Anyway, I was really impressed by those. She has got a few actually. In fact, I think one of these is a highlight palette. Which is very reminiscent in my head of the ABH Dream Glow Kit. So that should probably go in my highlight drawer, but whatever. And then that's the kind of deeper one. My palettes get super messy, but in my opinion that just shows that they get used and loved. And oh, I really like my NYX Swear By It palette. I think this palette is very, very, very good quality. It's so expensive for Drugstore, but it is truly, truly stunning. Some of the shadows in here perform like high-end eyeshadows, which is just nuts. But again, you are paying a lot of money for this. Like, it's just really special. I've also got the Modern Dreamer that I've still not used. My brother actually bought this for me because he heard me talking about it and he bought it, so I need to use that because that's got some really pretty colours in it. In fact, I might put that in my like new in drawer just to remind me to use that. And then next down, this is more kind of like other high-end palettes. I'll pull some out and show you those. I've got a couple of special ones in here. The Tropic, this was sent to me. For that reason, I still haven't used it and besmirched it because it is just very special to me and I just don't want to ruin it with my chubby fingers, you know. I did buy the Sunrise palette from Natasha Denona, which I still haven't used either. I've swatched a couple of them. I think they swatch really, really nice. I'm interested to see what this is actually like. Why have I done this so weirdly? I think that swatches really, really well, but I've still not used it on my actual eyes. It's one of our cheaper ones as well. These ones are 60 for these like smaller palettes, which I think is way more affordable, even though it's not in any way affordable. I've got my Hudas. So that is my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Probably my favourite Huda palette because this is like one of my favourite shades in the world. This kind of blue. That's the purple I had all over my lid in the video where I tested the Makeup Revolution Glass Skin. It's just a gorgeous palette. And probably the most beautiful that she's put out, like in my opinion anyway. But that's just my kind of colour story, isn't it? So I really like that. I've also got a bunch of her like mini palettes. I do tend to declutter most of these, but I've kept the Emerald, which is Lush, the Sapphire, because blue is one of my favourite colours, and Amethyst, which is also beautiful. I kept the, I think this is the Orange Neon, because I just like that the most, even though I never ever ever reach for it. I don't know, I find the biggest problem I have with Huda's palettes is that they don't go very deep. And then I kept all the nudes because actually I do really like these, so that's the light one. All her palettes as well, they do run very purpley pink. Even when it's like a brown palette, it's like purpley pinky browns. It's just her favourite kind of colours, isn't it? That was a deep one. And then that's the medium. But I do really like these, and I've still not used them in a video either. And this is another reason that I don't really need the Colourpop one, is because I've got my Colour Drain Vivid Pigments, and when I need an extra pop of colour, this is what I would go to, because this just, oh, this hits differently. Colour Drain know how to do bright colours. They are nuts and I love them. And also, if you're wondering, I do just wipe my fingers on these like pyjama bottoms because they're just like makeup trousers at this point. So yeah, the Vivid Pigments are great, and I'm pretty sure you can still buy that, so I would recommend it. I've got things like the Urban Decay Born to Run, Colour Drain Queen of Hearts, my Urban Decay Naked Honey. Still not done a video on that, but I really like it. Oh, my Jouer tan lines. I tested this in a video and I was really impressed with some of them, not impressed with others. Look at that blue. It's more kind of sheer, but you can build it up. It is really beautiful, but some of the shades in here, like some of the mattes, were absolutely pathetic, but it wasn't that expensive. I've got some Kaleidos palettes, which I still need to play with some of these. I don't even think I've swatched them. Or maybe I have swatched them all. Nope, not swatched this like rainbow bright one. Yes. Yeah, that one's quite cool. It's just a bit of a weird brand, but oh, look at that blue. I swatched these on my Instagram stories a while ago. Holy macaroni. Such good quality, those last two. And then this one, I think a few people kind of compare this to the Melt Gemini, and I can see why. They are really pretty. I do like them, I don't really reach for them that much. And I got this Dose of Colours I Love Sarai palette for this colour. Are we surprised at this point? It's so gorgeous. This was in the sale, which is why I bought it, because I would never usually buy like 6 eyeshadows, but I did because it was in the sale. One of my favourite palettes. You won't be surprised to know why. This shade up here. This is the Dose of Colours Friendcation palette, and this probably started off my obsession with the brand, although I don't own a lot by them just because they are so pricey. These are some of the best quality eyeshadows I have in my collection. I don't know how I can show you because I'm running out of arm space. Those last 4 on my arm. Wow. It's such a great palette. I do think I reach for other palettes now more than this, just because it's a little hard to get, it's a little expensive, and I don't know, I feel like I have banged on about it so much in the past, and I want to really use a lot of different things. Urban Decay Moondust. You can see how much I've loved that. Everyone always messages me, like DMs me on Instagram when this goes in a sale, because they know that I want another one. I just think it is so good. What is that? So good. I can barely get half of them out, and that's why I do need a new one, but at the same time I don't need a new one yet. I just want a new one. but they're such great shadows. And then my last one is just my like 3 Jeffree Stars, and then I've got like empty Z palettes at the back. So first up, I should probably clean my arm so I can swatch. I've got my Blue Blood. I have had the 2 original palettes, like Androgyny and Beauty Killer. I've had Jawbreaker, Conspiracy, another one. These 3 are the only palettes that remain in my collection because they are my favourite, and I do find with Jeffree Star palettes I either love the colour story and use them all the time, or I like the colour story but I don't find them very cohesive. But if I want a blue look, you can imagine this is the palette I reach for. I really hope he is coming out with a green palette. I know he's pushed back his April launch for something, for a new palette, because just of the way the world is right now, and I actually think that's really a wise thing to do. At the same time, new makeup would kind of help take our minds off things. You can tell I like that shade, I accidentally swatched it twice. It's just really good quality, and like I said, if I want blues and kind of greens, this is what I reach for. I guess I don't reach for it a whole lot. I have done a couple of videos on it. I don't reach for it a whole lot just because it is so blue, and so I have to be in the mood to kind of want to do a bold blue look to use it. But if I am in that mood, then this is a palette I will definitely reach for. I love the packaging. I think it's really cool. It is bulky, but it is cool. This one has long been my favourite, the Blood Sugar. Pinks and purples are my favourite though, so it's not a surprise. Let me do a couple of swatches. The quality is insane. The colour story is so beautiful. I've used this in heaps of tutorials. I talk about it quite a lot. I really, 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 really like this palette. I will say the next one I'm going to talk about is better quality, but this is exceptionally high quality. It's just that his latest one is slightly better. I think you can do some really pretty super bold looks with this and some really good neutrals. And also this white, I was going to swatch it without a finger. This white here is the best white I have in my collection. It will go on your inner corner that bright. You can like set a cut crease with it and have like a pure bright white cut crease. I just think it's hard to find such a good white matte eyeshadow, and this is just it for me. So I really, really love my Blood Sugar. I could never see myself not having this in my collection. And again, the packaging is just stunning. It is really, really beautiful. And then last but certainly not least, and probably one of the most recent additions to my collection, is my Bloodlust. Again, this is very kindly sent to me by Alexandria. I've done a video on this already, and hopefully I will have another one up soon. So this is obviously his latest one, the purple one. I thought it was very purple. It is very purpley pink, but it is very purple. I did say I had a couple of issues with it, but nothing upsetting really, and some of these shades are just mind-blowing. Let me show you. If you want to see like all of the swatches and just like proper swatches, I did swatch it all in my video. It's so lovely. I really love the colour story, and I didn't think I was going to be as what's the word, inspired by this as I turned out to be. I thought, oh, it's just a few purples, like whatever, it's not even got like a dark one in it. It does though. This one is really dark, and this one, although it's glittery, it's really dark, and I felt so inspired. I was really happy with the look I came up with. And again, thank you Alexandria, because this palette is going to get me through quarantine, because I'm going to do heaps of looks in it. All of my palettes are. I just feel like a lot of us are going to really rediscover a lot of our old makeup and not just constantly think about buying more, because even though the post office is open, like a lot of warehouses are shut, and I think a lot of warehouses should be shut, and people shouldn't be like in factories and stuff right now. So hopefully a lot of us will rediscover old gems and have some new gems to continue playing with in our collections. And that is it. That is my makeup collection. That's me done. I hope you found this interesting and didn't find my makeup too messy to enjoy the video. Look at these arms. Wow. That brings me a lot of joy, but I'm glad I'm gonna have a shower after this. There we are. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, or at least filled some of your time. It certainly filled up mine filming and editing it. Yeah, that was my collection. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too messy to enjoy. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, then our emoji will be a pineapple to show me that you've watched it all. because that will be a feat. Thank you so much for watching. I do really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment down below, and yeah, thanks so much. And on that note, I will piss off and go away. Both the same thing. Anyway, I hope I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.